Thanks for watching this video. Today I'm going to talk to you guys about our 30-day free trial of our managed services. Now the term managed services was designed so we basically manage all of your IT service needs. The days of dealing with a break-fix deal is pretty much over, because with our managed services we're able to monitor, alert, and report, and then solve issues that come up. And allowing us to do so will help decrease your downtime for your business. It will also increase the productivity of your employees by having faster systems, faster networks, and most importantly, a more secured environment, because for once you'll know exactly what's going on in your environment all the time. And so I'm going to talk to you guys about how we are able to do that. And I'm going to go ahead and show you what everyone gets with our managed services. We're able to generate these reports that help us enumerate problems. The first report, it talks about the overall of the health of your environment. This is known as our executive summary. You'll notice that right away it generates a score based on a few parameters. It takes the scores of your servers, workstations, and networks, and then calculates it and gives us a percentage. That percentage can then be perceived as how secure your environment is. 0 being the worst, 100 being the best. So as you can see in this particular demo, this environment scored a 75.5%. And it got that number through the servers. It lists the availability of the servers, the amount of patches, and what's known as the Microsoft Baseline Security Analyzer, or MBSA. And as you can see, both the servers and the workstations actually scored pretty low on that, which is very common. What we see initially when we go into our clients' locations for the first time. Previous IT or current IT typically think by implementing all of the patches and having some type of antivirus software will simply make your environment and your system secure. Unfortunately, that's not the case. To have a true hardened and secure environment, it actually requires layers of in-depth security, and so we're able to measure your current standards against industry best practices, and then be able to reference that into a easy to digest number and compare it to previous scans, so we can now kind of outline and forecast and show the progress as we're making your environment safer to use. And in this executive summary, it talks about how many patches were completed, how many new devices were added, how many tickets were closed by IT, and it even shows how many remote sessions that were generated. It also shows a quick overview of the top 5 disk utilizations in the environment. So as you can see, these would be host names, just servers and workstations and such, and it shows how much space was used on each drive. It also shows the alerts based on the type of alert that's defined. So in this case, we have an OS, which stands for operating system, and there was 190 alerts there. Then there were 12 application alerts. Applications would be programs or web apps. And then it also identifies anything that's considered a device down, such as if a server should not go down. We can definitely keep track and record all of that and report when that goes down. And most importantly is our alert turnaround, which is kind of neat and interesting, because we're able to now take a metric of alerts and assign a time value of how long it takes to solve those problems. So if you look at this basically reads there were 12 problems that were solved in less than 15 minutes. There are 161 problems that were solved in less than an hour, and then so on and so forth. It goes up. So now we're able to identify a gap of either IT knowledge, because either the security or the system administrator may not have the skill set to solve the problem, and therefore may have just simply forgot about it or swept it under the rug, hoping no one else would know about it. As long as it's not affecting performance or availability that much, we have identified similar problems like that in the past with our clients, and so we're able to find all these type of problems and solve them for you, either through our own scripts and our automation process and our managed services, or for a one-time break fix deal. We have the capability to address those outstanding problems. And the goal is to try to fix as many problems in a short amount of time as possible. Also, you can quickly see from an overview of the patch summary what patches installed, which ones needed to be restarted, which patches failed, and then the Microsoft Baseline Security Standard. We can then identify certain known severe risks or potential risks on workstations and servers alike. And then we're also able to see which devices had the most alerts, and then we can quickly see from the last month how many or how much has improved from the site health and alerts and such. So as you can see, the site used to be at a 52.7% scoring, and this time it actually increased to a 75.5%. So this this particular environment is getting safer, but don't be surprised if when you join you have a very low health at first, and we will work to help increase that. Now, this is just one report that we have the capability of generating when you're on our managed services plan. The other reports that we can generate will go through, such as our work completed summary. We are able to track everything that we do for you and put it in a PDF documentation and show you. So, for example, if there is a operating system alert that triggered, and we would be able to then identify what caused it and the time that we addressed the problem. Everything's time-stamped as well. And if it was a severe issue, if it generated a ticket, we'd be able to then mark that we've closed down the ticket as well. So that's all included. We're also capable of monitoring websites as well, which includes Exchange Online. So if you have an Exchange server or any type of email server that has a webmail or a web-facing login to get to your email, we can track the uptime and the downtime of it, or known as the availability, to make sure that your SLA, service level agreement, is being upheld. We're also able to determine if there is any type of infectious or malicious activities that are going on within your email server there. We're also able to identify response time. So if the web server is running slow, it may not be because of a hard drive or memory issue. It might be because network bandwidth utilization. Everyone just might be checking it at one time, or a bunch of updates might be going through. We're able to track that. We're also able to monitor Microsoft Live Meeting as well, similar to the Exchange server, along with any website for that matter, so including SharePoint. And it doesn't have to necessarily be hosted internally. If it's hosted externally, we have the capability and the resources to monitor stores outside as well, such as here is an example of the Nike store, being able to monitor the uptime and downtime as well, and track its response time as well. The other more detailed reports that we can get into would be our Windows Server health reports. This really drives into the details of the server or servers, and this will show us everything from the operating system version that's installed to the IP address and service pack versions, hard drive partitioning informations. If there's an asset tag, it will display that as well. The amount of memory, type of processors and such, and who makes the system, and it timestamps it when we discover it as well, so we can keep track of life cycle management. And then we're also able to drive down and to get a lot of good information from it, so we can see a bar chart of availability. If it's down for a few minutes or hours or days, it would show up, along with if there's times where the system is running really slow because either the processor, the CPU, was spiking to 100+%, or if there was a memory problem. All of that would be identified in this report, along with disk space and any type of errors and such. So we're able to quickly go through and determine really granular information on your servers here. And we can generate those reports as well. The other reports that we can generate are the software assets as well. So we can go through and identify every type of operating system and application and third-party software that's installed in your environment. This is very useful for picking out problem software, such as this guy, uTorrent. file sharing applications typically are not permitted in a business environment, so we'd be able to quickly see that, hey, that software is out there, and we have the capability of rolling out scripts through our managed services to automatically uninstall certain versions of software or particular types of software automatically to help streamline the management process of your environment. This will also allow us to quickly find outdated versions of software such as Java or Adobe or Flash, or outdated or unsupported end of life security software and such, and be able to quickly write scripts to remove that type of software as well. And just like we're able to generate a report for your software, we can do that for your hardware as well. So we can quickly see exactly the type of processors and such, and how many of those processors are out in circulation, along with memory and hard drive space. And all of this allows for us to identify systems that should be updated or upgraded based on slower components and such. And then we can also get into video cards and everything that's a physical piece within the system we'd be able to identify and account for. We're also able to keep track and monitor all of your licensing as well, whether it's OEM or volume licensing or other types of licensing for all your operating systems as well. This is very useful in a case where you go to replace a system or a hard drive that has gone down, and you may not have had a chance to record or get that serial key to reinstall the operating system. We would actually have that available, so we can quickly get the system back up and running as quickly as possible. This is the device summary report, and what this allows for us to do is basically put all that information in a quick, easy grid here, where we can quickly determine host names of the systems, IP addresses, the operating system, the type of manufacturing of the system, any asset tags that may be assigned to the device, how much memory and the type of processor and how big the hard drive is, and it even shows us who was the last user to log in. So we can start to get a feel for what's going on with each particular user system that way as well. So I hope you enjoyed our video here. I hope it was informative. If you have any questions at all about our managed services, or if you'd like to get started, definitely either give us a call or shoot us an email at any time. We look forward to assisting you and helping you have more predictable IT costs and have a much safer environment for your business. Thanks for watching.